Hello, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in this fantastic Friday. It is exciting to be here with Stephanie Lafler. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you so much for being here. But before I even dive into who you are and what you do, I must tell the people this lady has been such a blessing to me. I had the opportunity to meet her through virtual coffee about a year ago, and I have grown so much just from applying the few things that she shared with me on that one call. So,
Oh,
this is a treat. This is a pleasure and a privilege to be able to hear from her and to be able to meet her at the Business Women Building Wealth Luncheon on October the 28th. She's a featured speaker, but outside of being a featured speaker, she is a phenomenal woman. Stephanie, thank you for being here again. Thank you. Tell us about you and what do you do?
oh my goodness. So that's one of those things that I probably need to work on. I need to work on that part a little bit. And the reason I say that is because I have we all change and we morph, and my story, my journey has been an interesting one. It's had lots of lots of winding roads, and we'll try to keep it we'll keep it simple for today. I am a wife of 30 years, mother to three, 28, 25, and 13 on purpose. Honey, which is my grandma name because ain't nobody calling me grandma. I'm an amazing grandmother, don't get me wrong. But yeah. My name is Honey, and I have two grandchildren, amazing. One that is only 2 months old, so I'm enjoying all of that. And being an entrepreneur allows me to be there for every moment. I can cancel anything should I want to or need to and just be there. I don't have to ask permission. I love that part. I think that's one area where we're alike. I've been an entrepreneur for quite some time. My first entrepreneurial journey, I was about 8 years old. So it started very early, worked for various people over the years. And there was always something there. Like, not just because I didn't like being told what to do, but I love the flexibility, and I love being able to say yes to making more money, yes to more time with my family, yes to more travel, yes to all the things I want to say yes to, and definitely no to bathroom breaks. Like, you're going to tell me when I can go potty? I don't think so.
Oh, goodness. I remember that. I used to work at a call center when I first graduated from college, and we had to log out of the phone and say, I'm going to the restroom. And it was the weirdest thing. And for people to track, yes, and the managers at the end of the cubicle would track how long we spent in the restroom. It was the weirdest thing. So, yes, I'm so glad we do not have to experience that ever again.
It's a little bizarre, but I'm really excited. And, you said you were blessed and you learned a lot from me, but girl, I have loved watching you grow over the last year. And I have loved being connected with you and having you be a part of our luncheons. You bring so much energy to the room, and that is so important. And some people, it's hard to share who you really are with others because maybe you're just not comfortable with who you are yet. Mm-hmm. Been there. I could write a book on that. In fact, well, maybe I did. No, it's just that book has yet to be written. But I love how you show up. Honestly, you are an amazing lady, and you're an amazing leader in your industry. And having you in the room always makes it better. It always does. Bringing that energy and bringing the joy, like people, even if you're having a down day, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not a bad life, right? It's a down moment. And if you show up as who you are and you bring that joy to others, you just don't even realize the impact that you're having on their life. So Thank you for being you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. One of my love languages is words of affirmation. So it means a lot. Thank you so much. But no, I really do appreciate you. And I've enjoyed going to your luncheons as well. And your luncheons inspired me to take my luncheons to the next level. So again, you are a force to be reckoned with as well. And I have learned just so much from being in your company and just watching how you operate with your group. Feel free to tell us about your amazing group too.
So I started the DFW Women's Networking Group in 2018. Prior to that, I had done some in-person networking for an organization and decided to do my own thing. Initially, we started out online. And by 2020, I was at 400 women in that group, which is not shabby, but it takes some work when you're getting started, and it also takes consistency. And I didn't really have that yet because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But I did start working with a business coach in January of 2020. Funny thing is, 3 months later, the world shuts down and I'm like, oh, I'm still paying this business coach. So I guess I better dive in and make sure I'm learning what I'm supposed to. And by the end of 2020, the group had grown to 1,600. Pretty awesome.
Yeah,
great growth, like 400% more. I don't know. I'm not great with that kind of math, so we won't go there. I can play the piano for you all day, but doing math is not my strong suit.
I didn't know that. I will add that to your bio.
Yes, I am a professional pianist, and my piano teacher wanted me to train to be a concert pianist. So that would be another life, and I'm thankful for the one I have, though. So I get distracted by that, though. Where were we? We're here to talk about your luncheon.
Your group and how you do it. Yes,
okay, so I will finish that thought. So 1,600 by the end of 2020, and then by the end of 2021, we were at, I think, 3,500 or somewhere around there. And that growth has just gone like, what is the word? Exponentially. Like we've just exploded. We are now at 12,000 plus. And I cannot even imagine not having that group, because that's how I met Terry. It is how I have met some of the most amazing people that are in my life today. And if you're making changes in your life and you are leveling up, you need to change who you're surrounding yourself with. Because I'm going to be really honest with you right now. I may be Facebook friends with some of the people that I grew up with, and hopefully they don't necessarily see this, but a lot of them, we are not close, because I don't want that energy. I don't want that negativity. You need to surround yourself with people like Terry. They're doing things. They're positive. They're going to help you to take your business and your life to the next level. And if you're surrounding yourself with broke people, you're not going to be going very far.
So true. So true. And that's why we need to make sure that the women who are ready to go next level in 2024 and position themselves for more are at the Business Women Building Wealth Luncheon, because we are going to be surrounded by women who want to go further and want to go together and not just go along. Because here's the thing. I know we're supposed to talk about reels, and we are going to talk about reels, but entrepreneurship can feel like a lonely place. And it feels lonely, not because we don't have people all around us, but when we do not have the right people all around us, we feel we're the only ones who can relate to what we're going through, whether it's good or bad. Have you ever had a moment in which you had a really great month of income and you're like, oh my God, I can't tell anybody. No, we don't want to feel that all the time. And so again, that's why it's important that we surround ourselves with incredible women like Stephanie, like Terry, like Stacy, like Amaka, like Christina, like Jessica. That's why it's important that you come to the luncheon. Now, here's another thing. Stephanie not only has an incredible group, but she has incredible engagement and reels, and real views on her reels. Like, she reaches real people with her reels. She doesn't have to, now I'm not trying to call anybody out, but she doesn't have to buy friends and buy followers and buy engagement. She doesn't do that. Her things are organic. And so she's going to share with us how you can have real impact and real influence and be able to have real income by being able to use reels.
Absolutely. I am super excited to talk about why you, as a business owner or marketer, should be using and creating reels. And trust me, there's a lot more to it than just fun videos. And in the beginning, I will admit, I was guilty of trying to do some of the, TikTok dance things, which I'm not a dancer, so that didn't go very well. and sometimes it was maybe the comedy. And let's be honest, 2020, we needed some comic relief. And so I kind of felt like if I was making my own self laugh, it was a good day. And somehow I inspired other people. And I had, a small following. I still have a relatively small following on TikTok. But what I did do in 2022, I married off 2 children. And I'm not going to go down that'd be a rabbit hole for another day. might be best done over a glass of wine. But I married off 2 children within 5 weeks of each other. And I knew that pretty much everything in my life was going to be pushed aside, or at least to the background. And I didn't want to stop showing up. So I made a commitment to myself in February of 2022 that I was going to do a reel a day. Now, this is not how I'm telling you to show up. This is, I'm going to tell you 2 different things that happened. So I showed up with a reel a day. And at that point in my life, I did what I could with what I could. And so you may be in that area where you're like, okay, I don't really know who my client avatar is. I have too much going on to like get truly focused. So for me, it was some days I'm showing up for my business. I'm sharing a product. I'm doing a tutorial on that. Some days I was doing wedding DIY. Some days it was my granddaughter. It was whatever was in the moment, like I just made sure I showed up. And what happened from me showing up is I went from less than 1,000 followers to almost 12,000 followers. And are they all my ideal client avatar? No, because I was showing funny wedding videos and things that happened. And so I got a great following, but here's where the difference happens. Shift to this year. I was like, all right, I have to get back to doing my reel a day because I did that for like 8 months. It was great. And I did convert a lot into clients. But here's where I'm going to tell you, this is what you're going to want to do. Start by showing up however you can, right? So you got to figure out what you can do to show up. But then when you figure out a little bit more who you are. And so owning the fact that I was a grandmother, that I'd been through menopause, those were actually very difficult things for me. And so that's part of the reason I wasn't showing up just yet for who needed me, because I hadn't owned all that goes with all of that. It's a crazy place to be. And for some of us, it just takes a little bit longer to wrap our brains around that yes, we just turned 50. And yes, we are 3 years post-menopause. Yes, like all these things, but we also have some tools that we can help people with. So I started showing up for me 5 years ago. So I'm showing up for the woman who's maybe in perimenopause, maybe they don't even know that hair loss is a thing and they need what I have. Maybe they're getting belly fat, they're getting things in places, so I started showing up for that woman. And so here's where we're going to talk about showing up for the avatar, the person that you're speaking to. Doesn't mean that you don't have those other buckets, of like maybe you're showing something that's a hobby or whatever, but you're showing up for the person that needs you. That's when you're going to attract 16,000, almost 15,000, or no, was it close to 16,000? Yeah. New followers in 1 month. Mm-hmm. 1 month, because I started showing up the right way, not just showing up, but showing up the right way.
Yeah.
That's
so powerful. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. This is why I cannot wait for you to speak about consistency at the luncheon. And I cannot wait for your upcoming workshop and class, because this is amazing. This is transformational. I actually just closed a client. I'm so excited. I just closed a client that found me on YouTube, and I literally just started the YouTube page. But guess what? She found me through YouTube Short, which was actually a short video. And I love my long form videos. But she found me through a YouTube Short. We had one conversation and she became a client. So I cannot wait, as a business coach, as a financial consultant, but also as a student. I cannot wait to be a part of your classroom so that I can continue to learn from you, because that's amazing. I'm like, oh my goodness, if I literally reached 100 of her, my business would explode.
Yeah.
That's what you know how to do.
And that's the one thing, like I took a screenshot yesterday because in the last month, I think I gained like 600 new followers, which is not, it's not a small amount. It's not 16,000 or whatever that I had before, but it was my reach. My reach was over 1 million. Like that's huge. And so if you start showing up for that person, you're going to see all the changes. And yes, I do have an upcoming course. It's going to be 5 days. You're going to be on live with me every single day. I'm going to be teaching in the morning. And then at night, we're going to have an hour-long Zoom with me where you can ask me anything. So Q&A, you get me, and it's going to be amazing. The very first one that I did last year, I had people who had never done a reel before that went from never doing a reel to now they have this following. They're making money. They're doing all these things. It's insane. And I love doing that. I don't know why I don't do it more often because teaching is my jam. Like I don't know if you can tell, but I get lit up teaching what I know to help others grow. And honestly, it's one of the only other ways you can work with me. It's like you can either be in my business with me or you can take the Reels course. That's pretty much it. Because ain't nobody got time for all of that. But let's talk a little bit about Reels. I'm going to share. Okay. So there's a wide range of, the different types of reels that you can create. So you've got the lip syncing, right? Where, we're going to go over each one of these and the how-tos and what it takes to do them, right? So there's a lot of tricks that you can use, and I'm going to try to show pretty much everyone, but you've got tutorials, how-to reels. These are gold for your business. If you have a product, you can show how it's used. If you provide a service, you can give quick tips related to your industry. And the aim here is to provide value. And what I'm going to tell you is I followed that rule of thumb that they said 7 seconds, 15 seconds, right? I did that forever. And I had great, interaction and stuff. But if you're doing a tip, and I'm not saying they all need to be longer, but you need to do some that are a little bit longer because you want to provide value. And here's what's funny. My introductory video was over 60 seconds. I just went on there and I was like, hey, I feel like I need to reintroduce myself. My name is Stephanie Lafler, and shared a little bit about, and I was like, if this is not for you, if you're not in menopause or about to go in menopause, or you don't even have ovaries, maybe just unfollow me. I was okay with that. So you have to be okay with people unfollowing when you get to that point where you're talking to certain people. And so that video had over 500,000 views, 1,000 comments. And that is what you want, right? So you're gonna want to change it up. Your length of video, change that up. See what works. I wouldn't do the long ones every time, and you're gonna also want to change up the types of video. So I still do the voiceovers and the lip syncs, and then behind the scenes. I think I've seen Terry do some of those. Right? People love to see you and that's what you're going to see in my Reels course is I'm going to be filming with my iPad, like showing exactly some of the different things. I'm going to show you apps that you can use if you have like a script or something you want to say, but I'm going to show you my very favorite hack. I'm not going to tell you what it is today, but I'm going to show you my very favorite hack that really has helped me to nail my content and just be very succinct so that I'm not just rambling, kind of like what I'm doing right now. It really and truly helps me get what I want to say in the shortest amount of time to make sure that I am not boring people. I'm not losing them, because a lot of times if you are doing a reel and you have like all this silence or you like are thinking about what you're going to say, you need to cut that out. Just cut it out. Like just, make the video shorter, do whatever you got to do. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay. So you got behind the scenes. That's going to make people connect with you. It's going to, give that authentic touch like Terry does. And then challenges are, trending reels. Those are good to just kind of, from time to time throw in there. And then testimonials and reviews, those are amazing. Like if you share a happy customer, they can be your best promoter. I had someone who did a testimonial for my Reels course last year, and it's this guy. it's this good old boy from, he's working on an oil rig in West Texas, but he's wanting to change his life. He's becoming a content creator. He's doing digital marketing. And he just got on there and just shared what he learned from the course. And it was the best because it was so raw and real. So people love customer testimonials. And then storytelling reels, they're great. You can narrate like short story or fun fact about your business. How maybe even how your brand was born, that kind of thing. And then let's see, look through my notes, a couple more things. So engagement and algorithm, guys, when you get started, and here's the thing, detach yourself from the outcome. You have to detach yourself from the outcome. I'm going to talk about consistency at Terry's Luncheon. I did talk about that a little bit, about what happened for me and the growth that I had because I got consistent. But we are at the mercy of the algorithm of all of these apps. Okay. So you have to detach yourself from the outcome. It might not be anything you're doing. I'm not saying that doesn't mean inspect, and change what you're doing at some time or ask for feedback. A lot of times it's just because we are at the mercy of the algorithm gods. So you need to learn what to do first and foremost before you're posting, and then have some people who have your back. You don't want the same people all the time commenting and sharing, but you want to, you want to change that up. But it is okay in the beginning to have a little group, have a little messenger group maybe. And that's one of the things that I do in my course is I will have I will split people up into groups. And only if they want to, because some people don't like messenger groups. I have a love-hate relationship with them, but we have that where they can share their reel with each other. And then they've got people who are going to help get them out. Because when you're first starting, it's like, oh God, nobody commented. Nobody even liked it. At this point, I don't even care. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm like, I have videos with millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes. I'm like, I'm okay with it. Like, I know that it isn't me. Doesn't mean that I think all my content is golden. It's just, I'm over that part of it, right? I have detached myself from the outcome. But okay, so the other thing you want to think about is every time that you create a reel, you are potentially broadening your audience. The algorithm gets pushed, further, and you're going to get eyeballs for new customers, new clients that might not have found you otherwise. One other thing I want you to make sure you do is showcase your personality. We talked earlier about showing up. Mm-hmm. Show you. Sometimes I'm a little much. I'm a little extra, and I'm okay with that. I'm a little sarcastic. I want to show who you are, because you don't want to just attract people based on the you that's showing up in front of the camera trying to be perfect. Life's too short for that mess. Like, be you, and you're going to have a whole lot more fun creating these reels. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Terry's Luncheon. I cannot wait to see you guys in person. We're going to talk about consistency and what happens. We're going to talk about the how, like, how do you get consistent? I'm going to give you guys some tools. And for one lucky person who signs up for Terry's Luncheon, I'm going to give away my Reels course.
Look at that. Look at that. If you have not bought your ticket yet, go ahead and buy your ticket. Buy your ticket. One person is going to get free access to her Reels course. Did you just hear that? What are you waiting on? You need to be in the space. Even as you were speaking, I was like, let me take some notes. Because I know I do Reels, but I don't do Reels like Stephanie does Reels. Now, what I am really good at is converting the friends, the followers, the viewers into clients. But in terms of Reels, I will be in that course too. You want to be in that course too. You want to be at the luncheon as well. Going across the bottom of the screen, there is a link. jointerry.com/luncheon. I want you there. I want you there. Stephanie wants you there. We want to see you. We want to pour into you. I mean, the ticket prices for the luncheon are incredible for what you're going to learn. You're going to get so much value, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of value at one luncheon.
I'm excited.
One luncheon. See, here's the thing, Stephanie. I heard you mention you had a business coach, and when you start listening to your business coach and doing what your business coach encouraged you to do, then you also saw more growth. So I want to make this clear again to the people who are watching this video. You do not have to know all things, but it's important for you to be surrounded by women who can take you to your next level. And the reason that we can take you to your next level is because we believe in the power of proximity. And we also believe in investing in ourselves and investing in our business. So we have invested in business coaches. We have invested in ourselves. We have invested in our financial future. In order for you to build wealth and build a multi-million-dollar legacy, you have to invest.
Yes,
and that's what we have done. And that's what you will be doing when you buy a ticket. We're not just going to look cute, but we will look cute. We're not just going to eat a great meal, but we will eat a great meal. We're not just going to take cute pictures, but we will take cute pictures.
Right.
We are going to make sure that we are strategically planning and implementing things so that we can have a better 2024. We want more in 2024. That's why you need to be there. Stephanie, is there anything else that you want to share with us before we go?
One thing. I don't want them to miss out on the discount for the Reels Workshop. That ends Sunday. However, we are going to be giving one away at your luncheon. So what I'm going to do is for anyone that go ahead and signs up now for the course, if they are the winner, if their name is pulled, I will give them 1 hour of social media coaching with me.
Wow.
So if you win it, you're like, oh, I already bought it. You get an hour with me. That's worth a lot.
that is worth a lot. That is worth a lot. Notice she has invested thousands, I'm sure. She's invested thousands in coaches to help her be the woman that she is, and she's going to give you an hour of that.
Yeah.
For free.
For free.
Come on. What else? What else could you need in order to be convinced that you need to be in the room? Not just on Zoom, but you need to be in the room. It's worth the flight. It's worth the drive. It's worth the walk if you're around the corner.
Right.
It is going to be an incredible experience. And for some of you, it's going to take crazy faith for you to take out the time out of your busy month, because October is very busy in the last quarter, and for you to say, you know what, I'm going to make that drive on that Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and book my ticket for the flight, because we do have some women that are coming from out of town. And I'm going to go to this luncheon because I feel like I need to be in this space. And I feel like this luncheon is going to catapult me into my next and prepare me for more in 2024. Thank you again, Stephanie, for being here. Is there anything else that you want to share with us before we go?
No, I'm excited for your luncheon. I'm thankful that you asked me to be a part of it. I cannot wait to share.
I cannot wait either. Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you for your comments. I look forward to seeing you all at the Business Women Building Wealth Luncheon, October the 28th. And I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Do not forget to get your tickets for the luncheon and for the course. Adios.
Bye.